Scott Lewis for Gator 99.5. Joining me, Robert Earl Keen, playing tonight at Yesterday's. Welcome to Lake Charles, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing very well.
It's been a little while since you've been down this way, huh?
Yeah, I think several years. We get to Louisiana, a couple of times a year, but we haven't been to Lake Charles in a few years.
Well, good. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
So, Little Bird tells me that you're thinking maybe getting a new album out in the next year or so.
Yeah.
Are you headed to the studio yet? Or are you?
Yeah, we just did a bluegrass record.
Oh, cool.
With Sarah Watkins from Nickel Creek.
Yeah.
And Danny Barnes. All due respect to Bell Effect, he's the best banjo player in the world. And Kim Warner, that plays with the Green Hearts. But all my band played on this. Rich plays the guitar, Bill plays the bass, I play the guitar. Marty and Tom play the dobro and sing some, and so we had extra players, but then we had some other really great special guests. Lyle Lovett, I do a duet with Lyle Lovett, and then I sing a song with Natalie Maines, and then also I do a song with legendary bluegrass singer Peter Rowan.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, just stacking the deck there on that one, huh?
Well, it was it's kind of a long project. We started out trying to, get some really good players together, but
Yep.
over the time we got some more people that come on board, and it turned out to be great.
Do you have any idea when that's going to hit stores?
About February.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You got anything you're working on for yourself?
Well, I'm always working on stuff. I'm a songwriter, so I write some songs. I don't have anything in the can or anything.
Yeah.
But I would say that after the bluegrass thing, I'll probably have something out shortly after.
Fantastic. So that was a question I was going to ask you. Are you one of those guys you just constantly stockpiling songs and you look back and say, okay, it's time for an album? Or it's not a situation where it's time to do an album, so I'm going to write 12 songs?
Well, I do a bit of both. I really when I get to, I have a handful of songs or like a notebook full of songs. And then when I'm getting ready to make a record, I go to this place that I call the Scriptorium, which is a little house that I have, and it's just full of guitars and books. And all I do is I stay in there about 10 days or so, and I write songs, and I eat deer sausage, and I read books, and I write more songs, and that's how I get it all put together to go into the studio.
Fantastic. So, 17 albums you've done so far?
Yeah, I think so.
You've been making music for a long time.
Yeah.
Is there anything that stands out as far as studio projects that you really just close to your heart, or are they all kind of?
I like almost all my records. I would say one thing that's interesting about making records, I do feel like the ones that were the most fun or the most exciting are the ones that usually turn out the best. And there are a few. I made one years ago called Bigger Piece of Sky that I just fell in with a bunch of great guys. It was really before I really had a band together at the time. And I got to have Bruce Springsteen's bass player, Gary Talent, play on it. Bonnie Raitt's guitar player, George Marinelli, played on it. I had Amar O'Connell, who's a great Irish singer, and Marty Stewart play on it. So, and it all fell together, and it was one of those kind of like really low budget things, and we just drank a lot of whiskey and smoked a lot of cigarettes, and all the songs came out great. And some of my songs that are my more famous songs, like Amarillo Highway and Corpus Christi Bay, are on that record. Those
Fantastic. So, is there anybody that you haven't worked with yet that you're dying to work with?
Well, I want to make a record with Sade.
Wow.
That's it.
All right, you heard it here first, folks. What kind of project would that be? That sounds awesome.
But it'd be about love.
Now, you've known as a kind of a songwriter. There's a lot of people who've covered your work. Do you ever write songs specifically for people to cover, or you just write it and just people want to take it, they take it?
That's a really good question. I wrote a few songs for a few people that I thought were like perfect for them, and so I really write for me in general. I write. I wrote I've written some. I'm pretty good friends with this guy named Dean Dillon, who wrote most of George Strait's hits.
Yeah.
And Dean and I wrote a song that ended up on his record Troubadour. And so when you write with Dean, you're sort of writing for George Strait. And we actually did. We just sat down and wrote a full blown swing song. It's called West Texas Town. and it's really a nice song. It wasn't a single or anything, but it was a really great song, and they sang it as a duet on that album. So you know, occasionally you do write towards somebody, or you do finish the song and you say, hey, this would be really great for, you know, Miley Cyrus.
All right. Yeah, so that's my next question. Do you have any songs right now that you're thinking like, man, I really wish somebody would cover it because I could just see them selling it? Do you have any of your own that you think somebody should just grab up?
Well, I think that Fall Out Boy ought to do this song called "Ready for Confetti." I think
yeah,
great. Yeah, if they would do this song, you know, because they blow it out, you know. I mean, or you know, even one of those country guys could blow this out. And then the other thing is that particular thing, "Ready for Confetti." Then it would play every time, every year, definitely on New Year's. But every time you had the Super Bowl or anything, you know,
it's tailor made, ready to go.
Tailor made, man. So one of those power pop country bands. Man, they should be all over that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Robert Earl Keen, thanks for coming to Lake Charles. Looking forward to your show tonight. If you're not here right now, I don't know what to tell you. You're a sad person. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate it.